Too often, we only think about progressing movements to build muscle by adding loads. However, you can build muscle by progressing moves in other ways, especially if you don't have any other tools at your disposal. If it challenges you, the simple fact is it will change you. So if you're only training with body weight and you really want to strengthen your legs, try one of my favorite bodyweight leg movements, the Airborne Lunge. Before I go over how to do this move, I want to highlight other ways you can create progression without loads, all of which can be done with this great lunge variation. The first way you can progress a move is by using a unilateral over a bilateral variation. You're using a single leg instead of two legs. The second way you can create progression is by adding more instability. You can change the surface you're doing a movement on, or you can even change your base of support, doing a single leg move. The third way is you can change up the tempo. You can slow down the whole movement, or even parts of the movement, or even speed up the move and make it more explosive. You can even slow down one part and speed up another, or you can even add a pause or a hold. The fourth way you can create progression is by changing up the range of motion you're working through. You can increase the range of motion of a move to make it more challenging. It's also a great way to make sure you're working to maintain the mobility you build through your other prehab work. It's key to remember we can find ways to progress movements and build strength and muscle even when we don't have weights. So if you're training at home or when you travel and need to progress the basic bodyweight leg exercise, try this Airborne Lunge variation. The Airborne Lunge is a great bodyweight glute and leg exercise that can help you build up to that full pistol squat even with a more hip-dominant movement pattern. It, however, is a deceptively hard move. To do the Airborne Lunge, stand tall and shift your weight to one foot, bending the other knee to bring your heel up towards your butt. You want to keep that foot pulled in towards your butt so only your knee touches down to the ground when you lower. Then sit your butt back to hinge at the hips as you bend your standing knee to drop your back knee down towards the ground. You'll lean forward as you hinge, but you don't want to round over. You're leaning forward to counterbalance your weight as you sit back. Touch your back knee to the ground gently without that raised foot touching the ground. Don't reach that raised leg back too far or you'll get too spread out. Your standing knee may travel past your toes. This isn't a bad thing, and this ankle mobility is actually required to build up towards that full pistol squat. Just make sure you push your butt back to load your glutes while keeping that standing foot and especially your heel firmly pressed into the ground. Lightly touch your back knee down and then drive back up to standing. Don't push off that back knee or the raised foot. You want the entire movement to be powered by that standing leg. Stand tall at the top and squeeze that standing glute. Try not to touch your other foot to the ground. Repeat that move again, sitting your butt back to hinge as you bend that standing leg to lower down. The range of motion on this move and the instability of the unilateral movement make it a very challenging exercise. To progress it further, you can increase the range of motion by performing the lunge with your standing leg up on something to sink deeper. Or you can even change up the tempo, slowing things down, even pausing at the bottom. However, you can also modify this movement by reducing the range of motion and touching your knee down to a block or box. You can also reduce the instability by holding on to something to help you balance. But this unilateral move is a great way to build strong legs and glutes, correct imbalances, and progress your bodyweight training without adding loads. And it's a great way to perform a more hip-dominant exercise that will help you even build up towards that full pistol squat as well. Just remember, if it challenges you, it will change you. Muscle growth and strength come from having our muscles have to adapt to a challenge. If you like the video, make sure to like it, comment below if you have any questions, and subscribe. We're posting new videos each week.